In this video, we'll learn how to subtract two fractions from an integer. Now we have 2 minus 3/5 minus 3/4. The first step is to isolate the first calculation we have to do, which is going to be 2 minus 3/5. So in order to calculate that, let's just rewrite it beneath. That's 2 minus 3/5. The trick is to see that I can treat 2 as I would any other fraction. What I mean by this is I can write 2 as 2 over 1. And therefore this calculation would become 2 minus 3/5 becomes 2 over 1 minus 3 over 5. So I now use the formula we've seen for subtracting two fractions, and that was the sort of smiley face that I reminded you of. So 2 over 1 minus 3 over 5 should lead us to 2 times 5 minus 1 times 3 over 1 times 5. That's 2 times 5 minus 1 times 3 over 1 times 5. In turn, that leads us to 10 minus 3 over 5, which leads us to 7 over 5. I can't simplify 7 over 5 because the highest common factor of 7 and 5 is 1. So I write that next to it. HCF, meaning highest common factor, of 7 and 5 is equal to 1. Okay, now that we've calculated 2 minus 3/5 and we've obtained 7 over 5, all we have to do is subtract the 3/4. And so I do that below here. That's 7/5 minus 3/4. And to calculate this, I'm going to use exactly the same method again. And I'll say that that's got to be equal to 7 times 4 minus 5 times 3 over 5 times 4. So if I write that next to it, that's 7 times 4 minus 5 times 3 over 5 times 4. So 7 times 4 is 28, so I write that, minus 5 times 3, which is 15, over 5 times 4, which is 20. I carry on. 28 minus 15 is 13. So I have 13 over 20. And again, I can't simplify this fraction because the highest common factor of 13 and 20 is 1. In other words, they don't have any other common factors. So I write that again. HCF of 13 and 20 equals to 1. You don't have to write this. I'm simply writing it here to remind us that we've actually checked. So it's a good habit to pick up to always actually write the final answer. So remember, the calculation we had to do was 2 minus 3/5 minus 3/4. So if I write that all the way at the bottom, 2 minus 3/5 minus 3/4. And the result we found was that it's equal to 13 over 20. And there you go.